What's going on, YouTube fam? You already know who it is. It's your boy Terror Artist 404, and I'm back with another video, man, about these Atlanta Falcons. If you like this type of video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and post notification bell so you won't miss out during the 2020 season. And we're going to talking about how these next few games, how the Atlanta Falcons can really save their 0-3 start and build up to have a great year. So without further ado, let's go. So, save the season, finish games. The next stretch of games, the next 6 games, we got the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. We got 2 games versus the Carolina Panthers. We got at Minnesota versus the Vikings. And down below, you're going to see versus the Denver Broncos, which is a very winnable schedule besides the first matchup with Green Bay. As we all know, that's going to be pretty tough. But I think the games after that is really in our favor. If we could just edge away a victory at Lambeau, if we could just squeeze one at Lambeau, I think we'll be in a good position to go on to buy 2 hour and then 2 hour toughest part of the schedule, I think opens up at New Orleans or New Orleans coming here. But here I'm going to break down the stats between each, not between each team, but for our opponents. All right, this is the Green Bay Packers. They are first in points per game. Their points allowed is 23.8. That's 21st. Total yards, they got 460 basically. That's ranked second. Pass yards 288. That's 6th. Rush yards 171.7. That is second. And then yards allowed 362, that's 14th. And then turnover differential 5th, which means their defenses had called a pretty good amount of turnovers. Yards allowed 14th, which means their defense is middle of the pack. And points allowed, once again, their defense is middle of the pack. So I think the Falcons will be able to almost do anything that they really want versus the Green Bay Packers. What I mean by that is, I think Matt Ryan is going to have a good game. I think Julio is going to be back. I think Calvin Ridley is still there. And I think Russell Gage is coming back as well. And then you have, you have Hayden Hurst, which they're going to have a problem with. And then Ty Gurley, if Dirk Cutter gets his head out of his ass and actually do what he's supposed to do with Ty Gurley, as him running the ball and as in getting open with screens, a different type of running back passes, even if he has to check them and then go out to the flats, that's even good to do with Ty Gurley, man, because when you get him into that space, he becomes a very different beast. Now, our problem is going to be playing on the defensive side of the ball. They are first in points, which we're not near the ball. We're at the bottom at points allowed. So yes, once again, they're first in points. Total yards, they're second. Pass yards, they're 6th. Rush yards, they are second. So really, man, they really hitting on all cylinders, scoring on all cylinders. This is going to be a shootout type of game, in my opinion, and it's going to come down to who has the ball last and who also has the less turnovers. As you see, there's a 3-point differential with them. Now we have Carolina twice. Points per game, they're 24th with 22.7. Points allowed, 27, they're 18th. Total yards, 372.3, which is 16th. Pass yards, 273, which is 9th. Rush yards, 99, which is 26th. Yards allowed is 382.3, which is 22nd. And turnover differential is 0.2, which they're 9th. So offense, let me just tell you something, man. Their offense is all that guy right there. I don't care what nobody says. But it is a surprise to see them ranked number 9 in pass offense. I think that's a good thing for the Carolina Panthers. But we all know once Christian McCaffrey come back in, they might force him to rock. But let's see. Like I said, they 24th in points scored. They're 16th in total yards. Rushing yards, they're bad. But, that's understandable because Christian McCaffrey ain't there. That is like one of the best running backs in the league. And passing yards, they're 9th. So I kind of expect the rushing numbers to get back up there for them if Christian McCaffrey returns or when he does. But once again, I think Atlanta Falcons defense has enough to stop them. DJ Moore doesn't scare me. Teddy Bridgewater doesn't scare me. Robbie Anderson, he doesn't scare me. Nobody on the offensive side of the ball will scare you besides McCaffrey. And when you know that he's getting the ball all game, you can kind of game plan for that. Let's see, Carolina's defense though. Yards allowed 22nd, points allowed 18th. They are middle of the pack versus one of the best offenses in the NFL, especially passing wise. So I think this is one of them games that Matt Ryan is still going to be able to do what he does, but the offensive line has to protect, as they got Brian Burns. He's pretty good over there, and they got Derek Brown. I'm not sure if anybody else who they have on that line, but I do know they got them two studs right there. And if you can get that protection, I think Matt Ryan is going to have a field day on this defense, besides Dante Jackson. So I think this is another winnable game for the Atlanta Falcons. As we go on to Minnesota, points offensively, they score about 25 a game, which is 18th. Points allowed 31st, which is they just as bad as us. We're 32nd by like 2 points. Total yards 340.3, that's 22nd. Pass yards 193.7, that's 28th. Rush yards 146.7, that's 8th. Yards allowed 440, that's 30th. And turnover differential is -5, which they do not turn the ball over. That is a good thing going into Minnesota, knowing that. So let's break down their offense first. Offense is the middle of the pack, down to the worst, which is 18. Total yards 22nd. They're bottom team in offense. Pass yards, they're bottom team in pass yards, so we don't gotta worry about them running. Rush yards, they 8th. And yeah, defense, they really got to worry about much here. I don't think the offense really got nothing to worry about defensively. That's why I think that may come away easily. That should come away easily. Falcons, do what you got to do. Then next is the Detroit Lions, which they scored 23.3 a game, which is 27. Points allowed 30.7, which is 26. Total yards 351.7, which is 19. Pass yards 246, which is 16th. Rushing yards 105.7, which is 22nd. Yards allowed, which is 409, which ranked 28th in the league. And their turnover differential is +1, so they don't force many turnovers. Offensive wise, like I said, points per game 27. Don't really gotta worry about that. I don't think so. Pass yards 19th, they're bottom half of the league. No, total yards 19th, they're bottom half of the league. Pass yards 16th, they bottom half of the league. Well, like middle of the pack, I guess you could say. Rush yards, they're in the bottom half of the league. Total yards allowed, they're 28, so their defense is garbage. Their defense is garbage, which means I think that we're going to have a field day versus the Detroit, and I think that one should come away easy too. It should. Now we got the game versus the Denver Broncos. Points per game 20.5, 27th. Points allowed 24.5, 13th, which that's pretty decent. That's pretty good. Total yards 306.8, which is 29th. Pass yards 214.3, which is 27. Rush yards 92.5, which is 28, which is horrible. Yards allowed 365.3, which is 17th. And their turnover differential is -6. They don't turn the ball over on defense. So points, like I said, 27. You ain't got to worry about them scoring much. Offensive yards, they're 29th. You ain't got to worry about that much. Pass yards 27, don't really got to worry about that much. Rush yards, they're not one of the scary rushing offenses in the league. Now, their yards allowed, their defense is pretty okay with 17th in yards allowed. Then you got to think about it, they're also 13th and points allowed. So the offense might not get like the 40 or the 35, but I think they're going to get enough to win the game. And I can really see us winning all these games. The hardest game in there is Green Bay. The hardest game in there is Green Bay. So if the coaches can get out of their ass and really just coach right, coach them all the way through. If y'all can play a complete 4 quarters, I can see y'all doing a clean sweep. But at the end of the day, we got to finish games to save this season. We have to finish games to save this season. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about it. Let me know, do we save the season? Let me know how we can. Do you believe that the Falcons can go on a stretch run and pull off, a playoff spot after starting 0-3, man? Once again, this your boy, Terror Artist 404, through Atlanta Falcons Nation. Subscribe to Atlanta Falcons Nation. Subscribe to Terror Artist 404. And until next time, y'all already know who it is. I'm out.